Welcome back to the shop, everybody. All right, so the bandsaw build is on hold for a minute. I'm waiting on some stuff to come in, but I'm going to show you guys the progress of that when we're on that video. But everything's working out really cool on it. So I used to have a light that went underneath there, and a piece of I was drilling something, and a piece of the the curly Q come out of the drill bit, drilling the metal. Caught the wire. I should have had it wire tied better. I knew better. You knew better. I just was being lazy. Or that, or just trying to do too many things like I'm always doing. Anyhow, it ripped the light off and messed that one up. I revised it and made a little bit nicer one. A few things I wanted to change on it anyways from the beginning of when I made that one there. We're also going to, I'm gonna bring you over here. Okay, so there's going to be we're going to 3D print a box with let me grab it. It will have an outlet and a switch in it. Okay, that's going to go about right there. And what that's for is there's a transformer we have to plug in here that runs those LED lights. What plugs into this is like a transformer, and there's a selector switch on it from I don't know how many volts up to 12. And those are all like a polarity. You have to make sure you wire them correctly or one won't work. The wires have to be jumped correctly on all the bulbs we put in the thing I'm getting ready to show you. Anyway, so we're going to run them so this doesn't happen again, what I just explained to you guys. This will be up there, the transformer thing, whatever they call that thing. We'll see if it says it on it. Anyhow, this will cut it on and off. We'll have a power wire coming out, and it'll be plugged in. Probably, this is 220 up here. Okay, coming into this mill is a 220. So what I'll do is I'll take the cover off, and I'll just probably put another one of our ends on it to feed the wire into the main power and just rob 110 volts from it. 120. We only need to take off of the one side, and that'll control what we need to control with this. Instead of running the power wire all the way, zip tying it and plugging it into the outlet back there, I figure, and then that'll work with when we put the breaker on for the mill. So I've done that before on the box for the lathe. A couple of the components in it were 120, so I had to go off of I just took off of the one side of the 220 poles and wired in my 120. Okay, anyways, the box is gonna go there, that's gonna go there. We got a little thing up there I printed to run the wire through, so it's neatly where it's not just dangling around. And let me take you back over here and show you what we got going on. And I'm going to show you a little bit of when it was printing, on the printer. I'm going to show you the printer. We're going to set up the printer to print our box too, so I'll show you a little bit of that also. Basically took a picture of the Quill part. I have a 3D scanner, but it's more time consuming. That probably would have been easier for me, but I just wanted to do it the quicker way, which was take a picture of it, put it into Fusion 360, get all my parameters correct, and that just goes up in there like that. The bulbs will slide down in here. Slide down in here. There's little holes through the sides where the wire's going to run along, and it'll come out of the back and go to the transformer. You won't see it. It'll be mounted like that up in there. Okay, now on these bulbs, do I got this ready? Yeah, let's let it warm up a little bit. So I've already tested one yesterday to see if this would work, if these bulbs would work in this, before I made the diameters for the bulb, because the bulb fits just snug. You can press it down in there and it ain't going nowhere. So it'll look pretty cool, and they're interchangeable. The thing that sucks is to change them. Of course, I don't know. That one was in there for I don't know how many years until I ripped it, and it had a little bit different bulbs in it. They was like, they was a little weird, and they all hung out, like stuck out. So what I done, here, let me get this off real quick. What I done was, I wanted to get the stuff off from yesterday. Okay, so what I done was, here's one of the bulbs I ain't touched yet. I just bent the wire out. Just real easy, you don't gotta be all macho man Randy Savage with it. Okay, now all these are ready. So what we'll do is, I got a little left over here I'm gonna use up first that I cut off, probably to go and solder something in the other shop. So we'll go around. I'm going to do a couple of these on here real quick to show you guys if I don't burn myself. So we'll just take, and that outdoor glare is killing me. I should have wet my pad on my solder station. Once again, trying to rush. All right, so we'll just take these, put a little bit on here, and they're tinning. You probably can't see it, but they're tinning. It doesn't take much. Just like that, they're ready. And it's a real thin coat on there. So when we go to put our wire on it, it'll adhere quickly. And wouldn't you know it, it feels good, but there's a breeze blowing through that stupid door right now. And it wasn't nothing like that the whole time I was setting this up to show you guys. It just now quit a little bit. God said, all right, you want to burn up? I'll shut the outdoor AC off, buddy. Okay, so you get the point here. Okay, I'm gonna finish off these last couple. I think I got one more. Yeah, this one, might as well do it. This is the one that we took it off of. I had some wire left on there that didn't come off. Or actually I just cut it, I didn't unsolder it. Okay, so those are ready. Now what we'll do is, I got this wire from, I get rolls of it with the garage door stuff when you're putting openers in, because we don't ever use it because the builders pre-run the wires in the walls. So those come in a box, we can keep it or throw them away or whatever, and I've kept a few rolls. So what we'll do is, this one here is the last hole. There's no hole in the back side, as you can see, if you could see in there. So it'll come out of here and go through all these. This will be the last one. The wire will come out of there and go out. You get what I'm saying? So essentially, we'll go like this. And guys, this file here that I made this with, this can probably fit a lot of mills. And if you have a mill and you want to put this on there and you want to send me a message and give me your just first send me a message and I'll tell you what measurements to give me. If it doesn't fit, I can rescale this to fit yours. And we can also change the name on the front to whatever you want it to say. That says the PM-950V, which mine is that. But if you're interested, I plan on setting up some kind of a page with all my STL files and the things that I make, and through Fusion or 3D print files, all that stuff. So one of these days I'm gonna set it up. But in the meantime, if you're interested, I can send you the file. I won't make you wait for the day that I set that stuff up, if you're interested. Man, it's been a little warm today. Whew. Not as warm as it's been, but it's actually been a nice day. See that you can see this is brass. You can see this tinning easier. It doesn't take much, just a teeny bit. All right, so what we'll do is I don't think I need that much, probably right there. The first one ain't gonna matter. We'll just solder them on however here, but we're gonna have to put power to it to test the rest of the ones to see which side to put it on. Like I said, it's what do they call that? I've already put the pack up. They call it something sensitive. I cannot think of what it said. Anyways, meaning you have to put these wires on a certain way or the next bulb won't work. You'll be wasting your time. Same as if you put these in your car and you're putting a bunch of them in on the same circuit. One of them's gonna go in the other way. Trust me. You'll be wondering why it don't work. Okay, so now, you know what? Did I just do that wrong? Yes. Not unless, let's try this. If I can fold this one up this way. Yep, that'll work. And that one up that way. And just fold our wire like that. There we go. Just so they don't touch. Okay. Okay, I just folded those wires to where one's on one side, one's on the other, so it don't touch. Now I wanted to just show you how snug this fits before I take that into the next one. And there it is. Like, man, look at that. It looks like it belongs, don't it? It does belong. So there's 6 total. Once we wire all that, there'll be 6 of them shining down. And so what I'll do now is I'll measure here. I'm gonna just guess how much I need to go in here, because now what we're gonna have to do is double this next one. So it'll go. Actually, I got plenty of this wire, so we'll go to here. Let's see, and then we'll cut it down. We'll go here. I just want to show you how I'm gonna be doing this. I'm not gonna do them all. I'll feed this side in. I should get me some side cuts so I can pull this easier. And when they're all done, it'll look nice and neat in there. The wire will run to the next one, just like that. Okay, now we'll feed this one up in there. Did I go behind it? Yeah. Yeah, I need to get my side cut so I can make that easier on my life. Just like that. What I'm probably going to do is pre-feed all these, get them all ready, and then solder my next one. So that way what I can do is put power to my, here's our thing. This is what I was talking about. That's going to plug into the, and it's got a selector from 1.5 volts to 12. And this is called a universal AC adapter. That's it. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 7 watts. 300 milliamp, and it's DC voltage is what it does. So it's because these bulbs run on 12 volts. They're car bulbs, and that's it. So I'll strip back them 2 wires. I'll put them to the end, and then so it'll be hot, and I'll be able to test each one which way they go on. I'll solder them, pull them in their home, tighten up the slack to the next one, so on and so on. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off camera, and then I'll meet you guys back in the house where the 3D printer is. We'll get the box printing, and I also recorded some of the of this printing when it was printing earlier, so I'll have it on the video too. Meet you guys in the house. All right, guys, I'm recording this on my phone, but I'm printing this on the K2 Plus, Creality K2 Plus. Real cool printer. This stand and those side pieces for the, they call it the CFS, which holds 4 spools of filament in each one, and you can hook up to 4 of these on this printer, and to be able to print 16 colors on it. So right now we're doing 2 colors, the blue and the white. Sorry about the light glare, guys. We're doing the blue and the white, and it's got the I can watch it from anywhere on my app. But it's a nice printer. I printed this drawer out just to hold some of my stuff, you know, like the scraper, the cutters, blade, whatever. But it just goes underneath the unit there. That's one of their dryers. And you can print straight out of that too. Like if you had, like if I wanted to use that on my Prusa, I could set it up underneath or whatever, and then let it go right into the extruder. But anyways, these are the things that I made. The side pieces for this and that stand and I welded it and did it all with the Yes welder. And of course I cut that out on my plasma machine. Same way I always do it, guys. I just measurements, take some pictures, make some layouts, basic stuff. Like I said, if you guys want to see, and I also printed those little Creality K2 Plus for each side. They just stick on there. I did some 2-way tape on the back of them. I told you guys that I did some other side projects with that welder, and this is one of them here. But this is going to be done here shortly. I think it says, what's that say? 9 minutes and 48 seconds left. It took an hour and 45 minutes to print. Not bad for 2 color, and for there's where our little LED bulbs are going to go. But this printer does really well. Creality, if you're watching this, let me know. I'd like to do a review on some of the things you got. I'm interested in a nice scanner. I got one, but I'd like to have a nicer one. So check that stand out. It's one you guys haven't seen yet. And if I want to later on, I can kind of branch off and put another set of shelves behind it, but up higher. So then I can do get 2 more of those CFS systems, and then I can have a full 16 color setup, and everything's operational. Meaning most people put the CFS on top of here, but then you can't open your glass. You got to remove it. So anytime you want to maintenance or oil or do whatever, you can't do that because your CFS is on top. So, yep, Creality, you see this? Let me know. I'd love to do a review video for you guys and show off this nice stand that I built it just for that printer. And it is a tank, let me tell you. I did the same feat as we're doing on our bandsaw build, the adjustable rubber bottom feet. Alright, so I'm working on the outlet box. I need to run down to the hardware store and pick up a couple of outlets and a switch to be able to know in Fusion where all my, the layout of the switches, so I know where to make the box, where it's going to screw to the box. And then we're going to make our own lid, our own box and all that, because it's going to mount up to the side. I'll show you on the mill. But yeah, as soon as I go grab that, guys, we'll be back in the shop, and I'll show you a little bit on 360 how I'm setting that out, laying that out, and then this will be done here shortly. So by the time we get that box laid out, we'll come in and peel that off of the build plate there, and we'll start on the box and get it printing so we can start doing this. What we'll do is, after this is done, we'll take this back out to the shop, and then we'll I'm going to show you guys how I set the LED lights up in it. We'll run each wire, we'll solder them to the bulbs. The bulbs fit in them little holes snug, real snug. So, and that's how I did it, so I can just push them in there without any kind of, falling out or anything like that. And if that was to be a problem later on, which it won't, because when we do our wires and we push them down into the slot, no, we can't do that. I was going to say I'll pull the wires tight, but then what if we got to pull them out? I ain't going to have no slack. So we have to leave a little slack in there. But if it does become a problem, we'll put a little dab of something that's going to be able to remove easily. Maybe like some hot glue on the edge, just a little dot right where it meets the side. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But they do fit snug. I already printed one of these last night, but the problem was I had my measurements wrong where it goes up into the quill there, so it was too snug. So I had to scale it up just a little bit. But okay, I'll be back as soon as I have the outlets back in the shop there, and we'll lay that box out. All right, this is ready. Try to do this one-handed here. All right, turned out really nice. I got to take the support off the bottom here. Let's go out to the shop. We'll get the other camera on. I got to clean this stuff up here for the next print. But we'll take this with us so we can clean that off out there and finish up that gang box and the switch stuff. I got the little outlet and stuff we needed, and we'll get this thing wired up and ready. Alright, be back out there in a minute. Alright guys, I want to show you real quick. I had to put this screen capture thing on here so we can get this. So after I make it in Fusion, what I do is, and this is all, let me show you real quick. And I've showed you before, so I'll bring a picture in like this. That's the side of the machine, and then I go through and make measurements, and I trimmed out on the back here where that box is going to sit right over that. This is the bottom, right where it sits over the top of that thing, and it'll screw right in the screws that came with that. And then on this screw over here, and probably this one, will have those the cable management, the hold downs. Okay, so now once this is to this part and I got all my drawing done, I made all these. I made the tabs because see, if you look, I brought in oh, that's going to be a lot of them. I can't show you. Anyways, I brought in receptacles. Jeez, I got to put every little bolt back in. So that's part of it. And then yeah, it's going to take too much, but they're two CAD file receptacles. So when I had them in this box, I drew all this stuff around the areas where I wanted to, so I can mount my receptacles. If you look, those are threaded for a 4mm screw. That's what I threaded it for a 4mm screw. Okay, so now everything's finished. We'll go up and we'll export. This is my folder, 3D print files. We'll leave the name to that, version 1, and then I do the 3MF file. Export. Okay. Let me pause this, and then I'm going to record. Actually, let me see if I can do this real quick. Okay, so now I'm in my Creality. I'll import. I forgot what the name of that was. Okay, right here, electric box. Okay, yes, yes. Oh, it brought the receptacles. Good, I'll get rid of them. But here's the receptacles, guys. So let me split this up so I can get rid of them to objects. Okay, now I can take these out. Oh wow, I got to do every little piece. Anyways, that's the receptacles, the CAD file receptacles. I'm gonna delete them out. I mean, it's all of it, but they're all pieced. Well, hold on. Oh man, they gave me the screws and everything in here. Oh, maybe I can move. Nope. Well, yeah, let's do this. Let's get this up over here. We'll highlight all this stuff, get rid of it, and then I'll do this again. There's another little screw. Oh boy, that sucks. If not, it'll try to print this. Let me see. Oh, good. Okay. All right, now we're just left with the box, I think. Let me make sure. Yep. All right. So the way I'm going to have to print this is I'm going to have to stand this upright. And let's hit auto arrange. Puts it in the center. Okay. And I don't think I'm going to need supports for this because everything should print. Let's see. No, we're going to have to go this way. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm going to have to turn it one more time this way. And the reason being, this hole or these things here would have needed supports. Actually, let's slice it and see if it's asking for any. Nope. So that should print fine. 2 hours and 3 minutes. So let's see. Let's try to get an example of how it's going to work. Yep, those will just print straight up and no supports needed. What's this thing in the middle? Oh, it did put a support in. Oh, that's because I had it checked. Let me uncheck that. It seems object's body one has a floating cant lever. Please reorient the object or enable support. So where? Maybe that. Oh, the top one. So the top one's going to be. I thought it can go start from the side and keep coming in. Nope, it's going to have to stretch across. Okay, let me think about this. Either way, that's going to be. Nope, I can't do that. Oh, let's see here, guys. So that's going to change everything. So let's do this. Well, where did it do it before? Let me put support. I'm just curious. Let's uncheck build plate only. That way. Oh God, it covered the whole thing and made it a 3-hour print. Yeah, look, it loaded it everywhere. Those are all supports. Let's see what it looks like inside. Oh wow, look at that. That's all support. That's too much. That's a whole nother hour and a waste of filament. Let me try to see if I can go. Let's see what build plate only does. Okay, so that's coming out of here, but it's only on this corner. That ain't gonna help me. No. All right, let me play with this for a few, and I'll bring you back and let you know what we done. All right, guys, about 25 minutes left on this bad boy. Looking good. As you can see, I had to lay it down flat, and I don't know if you can see in there, but along those tabs that I made where the outlets are going to screw to, that's where the support's only there, and on the front here, and across that bottom there where that notch out was for the side plate in the on the mill, I'm sorry. But it's looking good. Everything's going well. Thought I'd bring you in here while it was printing a little bit, and probably would. And I'll bring you guys back here shortly after it's done. Like I said, I think it's 26 minutes. 26 minutes and we're finished with it. So then after that, we're gonna, it's late tonight now, but tomorrow we'll get out there, we'll finish soldering those bulbs in, get all that working, and then we'll mount this guy up and see how she all works. Like I said before, guys, if you got a mill that's close to this one, the Precision Matthews is a lot like the, well, there's a bunch of mills that's like it. They all are pretty much built kind of in the same concept, you know what I mean? So there might be a couple slight things different, but if you are interested in the STL files to print this on your own or whatever, give me a shout, or shoot something down in the comments there and let me know. We'll go from there. All right, be back shortly. All right, you guys, this thing turned out super nice. So I got all the stuff cleaned off, fits right over that, right onto the holes. The bottom one lines up, top one lines up nice. And it's just to those fins there and right to the edge of that, just like we had it on the Fusion 360. So I'm gonna put, let me get you resituated. That ought to be good. I'm gonna put this wire insulator, nut, whatever you wanna call it, in here. Everything's going right in. I did run a M407 tap just to clean those out, because those are kind of small. When you're 3D printing something that small, I actually tap pretty much everything I 3D print in thread. Okay, what's in there nice? Actually, we'll leave those in for now. We don't need to do them yet. I put washers on these these here are M5s, the ones that go in the machine, and I went ahead and changed the other ones too. Let me resituate this again. Yeah, I went ahead and changed these two. I put hex head ones and stainless. All right, let's get this bad boy up here. Man, this worked out so nice, you guys. That's gonna be cool. Yeah, and like I said, if somebody else is interested in something like this, if your mill has something different going up here on the side, all I did was found somewhere that I thought was going to be a good place to mount this, and then I just took a picture of it, made some measurements. So, meaning if you're wanting to do it and your mill has something different than this there, man, that's going to be great. Then you'll just take a picture of it. I'll tell you what to measure. You'll email me the picture, and we'll make you something. Even if it's just a file that I make you, and you can print it, or have somebody local print it for you. That's going to be cool. Let's see if these fit good real quick. Just one of them, because I'm going to have to still finish. Let's do it out here. The switch part, we'll put it up to the furthest part. I probably ain't gonna put them all in there. We'll see, so we don't lose any. And this is printed in PLA. PLA is pretty strong, and as you can see, it's not no real thick stuff either. Let's see, I think the ground goes down for it to be, no, it says top right here. It says top right there. And usually on plastic, I'll go out first and then in, and then it just goes right in. I don't try to force it. And if you go out, the threads will seat. I can't see. I think I tightened that one too much. Like I said, I don't know why I'm putting all these in here. I'm not going to. We'll just wait it out. Okay, I can tighten those though. So basically, here's how this is gonna work. We'll mount these up. We'll mount our light. We'll run the wire from the light up to the little plug. That outlet will go here. We'll bring the hot in. We'll go straight to the switch, and then I'll break it. You know, meaning that outlet won't work until the switch is on. That way, because I'm gonna steal my power out of this. That way when we kick the breaker on, this is going to be hot. Meaning if I don't put a switch on it, the light will just cut on and stay on. See, this one you got to cut the switch on. And you know, I don't want to do that. I'd rather have a switch on it. So that's how it'll be. It'll be switched. And then these will go like that and screw right to the switches. That's it. And this thing, all it does is it's just a brake. And it can go out, but that's all it does, just a brake. When you're done with your motor, you just put, you know, you can stop it sooner, the spinning of it, of the spindle. All right, and something else I think I'm going to do, guys. I don't know if I ever showed you this, but I made a mister unit for it too. A misting unit is here. I don't know if I ever showed you guys that. I made all that stuff too. Hang on. Yeah, I 3D printed all that stuff. I got this off Amazon and took a picture, made the mount, mounted it right there, and then I can just put it down where I want it. And then my tank is over here, down on the side there, right there. I usually just fill it with WD-40, and that's it. But what I want to do is, I also have one I made for the lathe back there. I just ain't finished hooking it up yet. It's all done. I just got to take the line that's hanging. I made some little clip. Actually, the clips we're using up there for the wire. But I got to hang the hose. It's just dangling in there. As you can see, it's dropped down right there by the light, right there. Anyways, I need to finish doing that. Let me get you a little closer. Same thing. I printed all that stuff. This one was a little different, but printed that one. See the hose just running there. It goes behind that. But I want to take these clips that I printed, the same one we're using over there, these, and I'm going to mount it all the way. And what they do is they open up, you put your thing in it, and then they go click, 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 and it tightens against it. So I'm going to run that. My tank's already done. The airline's going to it. Everything's done. Actually, I ain't got the compressor on. This actually works. I've already used it. It's not finished. I want to finish it. And something else I was going to tell you right before I started telling you about that. This here is an add-on to my pneumatic tool changer. It's where you tighten down that's a pneumatic to change the tools out. So there's a unit on top, and the air's not on now, but you'll hit in or out, and that'll unscrew it. It's kind of like an impact gun. They come with just a piece of null thread, like a big piece of null thread. It goes. They call that something. I can't remember what it's called. And you can just tighten it with a wrench. But I put that one. I want to put the foot pedal on it down here, like we did on our planishing hammer. The same pedal. I'll mount it off to the side down here, and just go brrr, and take my tool out, brrr, tighten it. Same thing this does, but get it out of the way. That way, all this Quill stuff, my Quill feed, nothing's in the way of it, and it's all open. You know what I mean? So that's down the road. I'm just blabbing, telling you guys what I want to do to it, or what I want to just change a couple things around. So, all right, I'm gonna get back over here where we're soldering on these bulbs. I'll bring you guys back over there. Give me a second. All right, guys, here's what I've been up to. So I took that white wire, I plugged that into the outlet in the machine where we put it. I set that underneath, and I kind of made me a length of what I wanted. And then I soldered the two together and put this little braided stuff over it. This all took like a couple hours this morning, guys. I didn't want you guys I didn't want to think you guys wanted to watch all that for a couple hours. Even if I edited it, it's pretty tedious. So after I did that, I plugged my outlet in. Careful not to, it's only 12 volts, but you still don't want to touch them together. Just keep them apart. So I started with the first one. And when you do that, it's you have to, they're polarity sensitive. So you have to make sure when you're putting these things on, it's on, and you touch them so you know which way. Okay, that's going to be correct. See, it goes good that way. If I flip it, it ain't going to work. So you have to do each and every one that way, just in case you got your wires switched on one. But I tried to run, there's like a lettering on one wire and it's white on the other. I try to keep them all tied to the same one. But you're still going to have to check your bulb, this way or that way, okay? Because it's polarity sensitive, meaning it can only go on one way. All right, so now what we'll do is, we know it's that way, and we'll unplug it. It's a little tedious and time consuming, but pretty fun to do. I mean, we're gonna have a sweet little LED light on our mill here soon. And if you look on Amazon, guys, and by the way, you gotta do these upside down, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. But if you look on Amazon, I've ordered them before, and then I get them, I get them here, and this is too small. The Quill part's too small, or whatever. It's just not made for what I got. You know what I mean? So you gotta, and I did like a couple of them that way. The other one was, it said it fit so many of them, Bridgeports, blah, 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 Precision Matthews. Well, I don't know what Precision Matthews they made it for, but when I got it, the hole size was like that. My Quill is like 3 inches or more. That one was like 2.5 or something. Same with the first one. So I put a little solder on my solder gun. I kind of get the first two together there. So we want to solder those in. It's kind of hard to do. Don't touch your plastic with your solder iron. I just never seen that when I was. We're gonna line them up as flat as you can. As soon as I do it and touch it with the iron, all these have been going good, guys. I'm telling you, as soon as you start recording, everything happens, and I am not kidding about that. Every single time. It's not like I'm nervous or nothing. It's just why, you know. And I mean it. Every one of them has went perfect. I think we got it now. I think. Let me squeeze this tip down some, and the bottom. Touch it up a little bit. Now we'll do this one. I'll show you here in a minute why we did these upside down, or the bulb upside down. You probably already know. Put a little solder on there. Good. All right, because when you flip the bulb up, I want these to wrap around my bulb like it did when we bent them up. When we unbent them, I mean. Just like that. So it wraps around the back side of the bulb and up the front. This one, we'll spin it a little bit and then put it up on the back side. You can, if you use like pliers or something like that, just make sure you're not over squeezing or doing or whatever so you don't cut through it. Okay, now, before I'm getting ready to do next, I'll test it again. Plug it in, make sure it all works. All of them work nice. Okay, I got this, I've used this before in my other videos, but it's like a electrical fabric tape. And Bad Chad, I left you a message. This is the stuff I'm talking about. I used it on these ends, but it gives a nice nostalgic look, and it sticks super nice, man. But on his channel, they're doing this, he built this Bugatti from scratch, and he wants the wiring to look like it would, you know, that cloth look of the wiring that they wrap. Well, this is what they use. Maybe not this brand, but you know. So I just want to protect that bulb. Now, what we'll do is we're going to pull this thing. If you see what I've done in there, when you're dropping it down, I've pulled it to the side on each one, and then I just took my needle nose and kind of give it a little twist. So two things, that kind of almost had to happen. There's no way, what are you going to do with the extra wire, you know what I mean? And if we ever have a bulb go bad, we'll just untwist it, pull them up, unsolder it, solder the new one in, put it back down in there. So that's what that helps. And like I said, there's almost no getting around that, but it doesn't look bad. It all worked out good. I just kind of start feeding both ones and pulling them down easy. And the good thing about this wire, guys, I'll tell you, it's a solid strand and it's pretty strong. As long as you don't go twisting on it too much, you'll be okay. Like when you twist them together. When I did the first bulb, I actually twisted it too hard, and it broke the wire. And I already made my measurement on how much wire to use. So you know what I had to do next: take it back off and put a new piece of wire in it. Luckily, it was in the beginning of when I did it, meaning over here where this was coming in at, or I would have had. I just would have had to undo both sides of it if it was in the middle somewhere. But yeah, you see how tedious this is. Like I said, I've been doing this for about a good hour and a half now, maybe a couple hours. Right in there. There we go. All finished. Those are down in there snug. It's clean, nice clean, and we got our light, guys. Check that out. If that ain't cool, I don't know what to tell you. All right, and these things here, guys, I'll try to find one and put it in the description. They're readily available, Amazon, whatever. All right, guys, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take this cover off here. I just want to see what we got going on. Okay, so this is our main power in. It's coming off my plug back there, and that's going to the motor. We can see that. So what I want, let's see here. My breaker's off, in case you're wondering. All right, so I'm probably going to have to take off. Oh, that's nice. It's got extra, yeah, we got extra terminals here. So I'm going to have to get my meter. We do know the yellow and green is our ground. Okay, so here's our two hots. So what we want to do is take one of those and use it as our 120 volt, and then put the ground over here with the ground. Only problem, there's no neutral in here, so I'll probably have to tie it in with the ground. I know a lot of people say that's not the way to do that, but it works that way. For me, it has, and I don't think it's going to be a problem for this thing here. We're just trying to get a little, something for this thing. As long as it's grounded and we got the voltage coming in at 120 at the switch for the outlet, we should be good. Okay, so it looks like this thing's got to come off, and then I should have some kind of a bolt in the middle. Let me get some tools for this real quick. Wonder why they got that. Okay, because there's a reverse and a forward, that's why. All right, guys, I'll show you how that switch came apart when we're putting it together. It was real simple. The face just popped off and there was 4 screws around it. I went ahead and there was 2 Allen bolts holding that onto the mill. And what I want to do is, let me show you here. I got these little, same thing I put in the back of the box there. This looks like that's going to be probably the only place because of the ground where it's at. If it was over a little bit here, it'd been nice, but it's going to be hard to drill and everything. My guess is, yeah, I can't come in through that bottom. So I'm going to have to put it like right here. I'm going to try to take the unibit and try to drill this without taking these wires off, I hope. Let me grab the drill. I'm going to try to just center it here as close as I can. It's some pretty thick steel. I need to get my safety glasses. I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's see how far we got to go. Hopefully I got room. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Putting this thing on the back side of it, it's probably going to have to just fit flat at the bottom, and then me tighten the outer part up to it. Maybe one more here. Oh boy, perfect. Okay, it's screwing on. What a lucky fitment. All right, good. Okay, so here is, okay, that's the front. What are we doing here? Right, that's the front of it. That's how it went. Oh, I'm sorry, like this. It went up like that. Okay, so our incoming power wire is going to be this one here. Either one. That's 120, that's 120. That's the incoming side. And then this is your forward, reverse, I'd say. And however they got that. But without a meter, I'm going to guess this is our 120. And then, like I said, I'll take my ground or neutral over here. No, actually, yeah, yep, that's how it is. Because we only got 3 wires coming in. A ground and then 2 hots for our power. So what we'll do is we'll take this first hot off. There goes my drill. And we'll pull it off. We'll feed it. Let me get our wire. Make sure this thing still works. I can't tell you how many times I've dropped it. Nothing new. Okay. This was, I don't know if you guys can see that. This spool at Lowe's was like 11 bucks. It was 25 foot. And it's plenty for what we're doing. It's 18.3. It's, trust me, it's very, very plenty. But it was the cheapest roll, and I wanted to get it like an extension cord wire like this. And I took the fitting with me and made sure it fit my, whatever you want to call those. I don't know if they call them bulkheads, or let me just snug it up for now until we get this trimmed up here, because I don't need a ton of it. Hang on a second, guys. Okay, let me try to get this without cutting through everything. I'm just lightly going around it, and then I take it and do like that. A little bit more here. It'll start to break as you bend it around, just like that. All right, we don't need this. This one. Okay, keep some of that in there. And that's weatherproof too. All right, so we'll put the ground, we'll put an eyelet on it right there. We need about that much. Let me cut that one. Actually, we're going to be doing both of these. And then this one, we can probably leave it about that long. All right, let me grab my spades. I love using these terminals because they seal up nice when you heat shrink them. You can buy them by the bulk, and it's way cheaper off of Amazon than it is to buy them like in a little pack of 10. You're really paying for it that way. Okay, that'll go in that with this. Now this one, we need to take this off. Where's my Phillips at? I need to take this ground off. Hopefully I don't lose this little nut. Actually, no I don't. I can put a spade on that one so we don't have to take it all the way off. Let me grab one of them. Do I have any yellow spades? No. Okay, so hopefully the blue one fits it. It should. I don't think we're gonna need it that long. Yeah, it'll fit it. It's solid. It's a solid, the whole end is solid when it cools off, not dries. Okay, now And I mean, look at theirs compared to what I just put on there. This is almost like not a good fitting. You're probably saying, well, why don't you change it out? I probably should, but then I'd have to sit here and change them all out because it'll bother me. So I guess we'll worry about that if it ever comes apart. I probably shouldn't think like that. Okay, now this one, we should be able to just turn it up this way. I'll show you guys in here when I'm done. Put it right in there with those. Oh, nope, it's churning. I'm gonna have to get is it stopping? Okay, good, worked out good. I'm gonna have to probably turn this thing on and make sure, nope, it's that way. We'll spin it in the thing when because I moved these, that's why. Because I was like, why did it change? Everything fit pretty good. Bend that down a little bit. Put these to the back, and those will fit over there, just like that. I'm gonna put one of these back in it. I might as well put both of them back in it. Really ain't gonna matter. I probably should have left that out for a second. Yeah, them extra wires, it knows it that much, that quick. Now you get it like this. Get that back in first. I wish these were magnetic. Somebody should make some magnetic ball end. Add them. I gotta cut that on and make sure this thing hasn't turned on me. My selector. We'll probably have to put a couple in it, front screws, and then select it with the power on and see. Okay, now let's take this up. So I'm gonna take that from the back side. We'll come up through there, into the box. Let me leave myself. All right. Let me get that front apart, guys. Hang on a second. Okay, guys, you don't want to know. You probably already know. So real quick, because it's going quick, this one is now too, but I bought 3 cheap batteries with a little charger off Amazon for this GoPro 9, and they're no good. Let's just say that, okay? I started it, recorded it. I was doing all this on recording, talking to nothing. I thought I was talking to you guys. Again, the battery died. Anyhow, let me just explain this to you real quick. So you know what we done down here. The breaker's still off. So I came in with the hot on the switch, which is the black, on the bottom lead, because the switch says top up here. Okay, so when you flip it up, it's on. Flip it down, it's off. Then I took another black wire from the top one, because obviously when we put it up, that pole's gonna be hot. And then I brought it over to our one, it doesn't matter, these are tied together, to the one side of our outlet, tightened it up. Okay, so there's our break in the hot wire for the switch. I put the ground on the top of each one, and I went ahead and put it in here too, just to do it, you know what I mean, just to ground it. And then I just took our other and jumped it off of the ground to the neutral side of the plug here, and then they're ready. That's it. Pretty simple. I'm no electrician, guys, so please look this stuff up or have a licensed electrician do your stuff if you can't do it. I just been doing it forever and doing whatever internet stuff, reading, and that's what I do, and it works for me. Okay, on the selector, we wasn't for sure which way, if I had that in there turned or whatever. So I just put my thing on the front. It's only gonna work one way, forward, reverse. So if that was churned, it would be the other way, you know what I mean? So it's in the correct way. So we know that. So now, let's go ahead and let me show you how I did this. So I kept the bottom left screw in this, so I know it doesn't matter. I think it's can go on any way as long as it's square. So these go on first. Find all these things now. I don't know what I did with my fourth one. What did I do with it? All right, oh, here it is. All right. So the reverse way of this is how I took it apart. I'll show you. That's what I was telling you. I'd show you when we put it together. I'm trying to just tighten it even because of the wires kind of being in there. I hope I'm on the right part. Okay, yeah, we are. I wanted to catch both of those. You don't want to get too much because you'll crack that plastic, especially if it's old. They get brittle. Trust me, my little small powder coat machine has the same switch on it, and it broke because of that very reason. Okay, so we do know that's how that goes. Reverse, forward. Now this thing just snaps on. I pulled it off with my, what am I doing here? I can't see them sideways on this thing. Maybe it goes on. Yep, okay, so it does go on one way. Or does it? I can't tell. Let me get in the front of this thing, guys. Yeah, I just used these right here. Okay, these lips went to left to right. I do know that. They went like this. They were on each side of it. I don't know if that matters or not, but That's how we'll put it back on. And that's it. Just push it all on there, just like that. Like I said, when I took it apart, I just hooked it right into there, pulled out, easy, you know, a little bit on each side, and that's it. Then this thing, it just has it has a little white thing in it. When you tighten this screw, it goes, it's like a wedge. It goes further in, and then this pushes this little red thing up, so it snugs against it. But if you look on the front of that, there is a threaded thing in the front for a different type if it had it in the top of it there. So I just did the reverse of this, snug it up. Ain't gotta go too much. Make sure it works, okay? Now our cover, I'm gonna put this together. Went like that. Had one little screw on the back. This one, just a little Phillips. I'm not in right. I'm too far back. Has little slots in it. Either I'm too far back or I bent this. Oh yeah, I bent it because when I tightened it. There we go. I'm also a little, snug that up. Everything's on good, no pinch wires. We know that's tight. Okay, now, these, let's get our switches in real quick. Okay, I'm only gonna put 2 in each of these because some reason the model that I used in 360 of the switch is different from the ones I bought. How that is, I don't know. I thought these are all the same, but my ear, I'll show you here in a second. My ear on the top right and the bottom left are off slightly. My hole's in a little bit on this one and in a little bit on that one. So I don't know what the difference is in those. And then I thought maybe because it was this style that was in the CAD, I thought, well, maybe that's the reason. Nope, it wasn't that either, because this one's the same thing. This one is closer though, but it's still no dice. So, but 2's fine. 2's perfectly fine. And I can fix that on the file. One good thing about all this now with the cameras, they're working good with the gimbals and stuff. So we made progress. I just got to get GoPro batteries instead of dealing with that crap. So anyhow, let's tidy these up real quick. I'm just gonna kind of give them just where they're out of the way. Nothing's gonna create a problem like that. That's another good thing about that wire. You can, you know, like bend it around because it's a solid string. I really like that, this, what do you call it, that goes around the wire. It's like a braided cloth. I got it from, I think his channel is called Mr. Alex Tech. Mr. Alex Tech, T-E-C-H. He's got a YouTube channel. He does more, what do you call it, 3D printer stuff. He's got some cool stuff. Try to keep all these little ones should do it all. I'm not gonna put none there. Well, like I said, you guys, if you want anything to do with this file or how I did any of this, still need a little more guidance, just let me know. This is a really cool project here. I mean, you think about it, it didn't take super long, and it's kind of signaturized to the machine. I don't think there's anywhere you can buy it where it's got the initials of the machine, stuff like that. Let's get one more back here. Oh, I got it backwards. No, I don't. Now we're down into the plug where it's not that solid strand. It's part of that plug right there. I think I cut into it about this far. I already messed it up. It used to be longer, but I had to cut it back where it ripped it up. All right, looks good, you guys. Hang on a second, let me resituate. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm getting ready to clean this bad boy up. When I figure out which foot pedal we're gonna put on it, I'll bring you guys back. We'll do that together. And my other light, we'll mount it. I'll probably do it at the same time. They're like 40 or 50 bucks, I think. And there's already a spot where it mounted over here on this side, where it used to be at on this side. Cause I moved it to there, like I said, after I made my steering wheel over here. But yeah, I'm gonna get it cleaned up. When I get this kind of stuff coming, you guys will be the first to know, and we'll do it together. Cool little project. Like I said, if you need any info or the file, or you want one made for yours and it's different, I'll tell you how to do it. Just shoot me a message. I'll tell you what picture to take, what measurements to take, and we'll go from there. Once again, guys, please like, share, subscribe, comment, do what you can for me. It's growing, but it's slow. I need it to speed up a little bit. By the way, just real quick, I'm 56 years old. I just turned 56 September 5th. And a lot of these guys are much younger than I am starting these channels, so I really need it to take off sooner than them, or sooner than what it's taken. Thanks again, guys, for everything, seriously. I'll see you on the next one. I got a bunch of stuff brewing up. I really do. I got 3 or 4 videos that I'm working on. This battery's done. It was fresh, guys, real quick. Thank you so much. The other videos, I'm working on them, like I said. I'll see you guys on the next one.